Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about how Hedera could be at the center of the green revolution. So in a recent interview featuring the co-founder of Hedera, Mance Harmon appeared on the Around the Coin YouTube channel where he was asked questions in regards to developments involving Hedera and how Hedera puts itself ahead over other projects on the marketplace. So during the interview, Harmon was asked details in regards to the eco-friendly nature surrounding Hedera's network and how these innate qualities could make Hedera ideal for developments involving ESG developments and compliance. So the following clip features Harmon going into details surrounding how Hedera could be a viable option for industries and organizations to comply with ESG regulation when such measures are rolled out across the marketplace.
I agree. I think, and I think that what's going to happen is there's going to be regulation. It probably will start in Europe, already has to some degree, where companies of some minimum size are going to be required to track the amount of carbon that is going into the production of their products and services. And it's not just their processes. They're going to be required to understand and represent the carbon footprint of the products flowing into the supply chain. You know, the carbon upstream, the carbon usage upstream in their supply chain, which has really interesting implications. It means that if you're going to be using a layer one protocol to deliver whatever it is you're delivering, then you're going to care a lot about the carbon footprint of that layer one protocol, right? If you're a proof of work layer one and you're under these types of regulatory regimes that we anticipate are coming, you got some real problems. There's an issue there. You know, because anybody that uses you is going to have to account for the carbon that you as a layer one protocol are using. And for that reason, I'm very happy, coincidentally, that Hashgraph, because it's so efficient in terms of its cost per transaction, it's also the greenest of all the layer ones. And, you know, and we're not the ones saying that. It's the academic world that's saying that. University College London wrote a report comparing a bunch of layer ones and wrote that we are the most efficient.
Hey, that's great.
More than that. Yeah, more than that. So, well, okay, to sort of characterize it, we are, I think it was 14,000 times more efficient than Ethereum 2.0, not 1, but 2.0, proof of stake Ethereum. Not surprisingly, we're 93 million times more efficient than Bitcoin, but that's proof of work. So no big surprise there. What is surprising, or was surprising, was that if you compare us on a cost per transaction basis, in terms of electricity, I shouldn't say cost, electricity usage per transaction basis, we're 74 times more efficient than the Visa network, which is a really interesting statement because it means that our existing payment rails can be greener, significantly greener than they are today. And we as a layer one are already there.
Wow.
Doing it today.
That's interesting. 74 times greener, using less, measured as the amount of electricity used to make a transaction. I would imagine
per transaction.
That's Visa's probably owning everything start to finish, right? They own the servers, they're
as centralized as you can be.
I mean, they partner with acquiring banks, but ultimately so you guys,
centralized in the infrastructure. Yes.
Would it be, is it correct to think about maybe the reason for that 74-fold difference being Hedera itself is not maintaining any node validators? So that would be a cost that would be held by the node validators, like the corporate companies?
Oh, no. That includes our node validators. I mean, so when we calculate it, we're calculating what the cost is based on all of the nodes that are processing the network. So it's not just,
wow.
We're not sort of cheating by saying that the node validators are covering their costs for running their own nodes.
That's super interesting. Wow, that's a great, I mean, the fact that you said it was serendipitous, it was the way, just kind of happened to work out that way.
So as detailed by Harman, ESG regulatory frameworks are set to be rolled out across a number of industries and marketplaces, most notably within Europe. So developments surrounding ESG compliance has been on the agenda for the EU for a number of years, where the bloc is looking to roll out ESG regulation so that businesses and industries within the Eurozone can comply with energy production capabilities and adhering to carbon production. So with the likes of the EU looking to roll out regulation to limit the production of carbon by a number of organisations and industries across the wider European marketplace, this could mean that organisations look at alternative frameworks and technologies to facilitate and improve their ability to comply with such measures. So one type of innovation which could improve the capabilities and the efficiencies of producing certain amounts of carbon includes their utility of DLT and blockchain. So as detailed by Harman, Hedera could be a viable option for such developments, most notably due to the innate qualities and benefits attached to Hedera's consensus service, where Hedera's consensus service, as detailed by Harman, is the most eco-friendly DLT proof-of-stake crypto project on the marketplace, and the network consumes even less energy compared to the likes of Visa. So the highly efficient nature surrounding the utility of Hedera's network, especially in terms of its energy efficient capabilities, could mean that organisations within the Eurozone and potentially the EU itself may turn to the likes of Hedera to comply with carbon production limits. So not only is the EU looking to roll out ESG regulation and frameworks, other nations and blocs around the world are also seeking to roll out energy regulatory frameworks, including in the UK, where the UK government has issued the Energy Efficient Scheme, which is aimed to incentivise energy efficiency to cut emissions within the UK's public and private sectors. So with the likes of the UK and the EU looking to limit the production of energy, especially surrounding carbon usage and production, the utility of Hedera's network could be a viable means to adhere to such desires. So organisations may actually turn to Hedera, most notably due to Hedera already having a fairly strong foothold within the marketplace within the UK, where the UK government actively leverages the Hedera network for a number of use cases, especially in cases surrounding the utility of Hedera's consensus service for the tracking of drones, and the UK's healthcare service provider, the NHS, also leverages the Hedera consensus service to log and verify actions surrounding COVID vaccines. So with Hedera already being widely utilised within the UK, the utility of Hedera's network for energy efficient capabilities could be another use case which the UK government and other organisations within the UK may look to. So with frameworks looking to be rolled out in regards to energy efficient capability and carbon production, other organisations which have a direct affiliation with Hedera, including EDF Energy, actively uses and possesses a Hedera node, as the organisation is a Hedera Governing Council member. So this means that EDF directly contributes to providing consensus to the overarching Hedera consensus service. So EDF's direct affiliation with Hedera is coupled with the organisation seeking to roll out and implement a carbon credit marketplace, which is again geared towards decarbonising a number of industries and its own workflows. So EDF may turn to Hedera to comply with such mechanisms and desires. So Hedera is already involved in carbon credit offsetting and marketplaces, where the carbon credit marketplace Dovu is actively built on top of the Hedera consensus service and tokenization service, where Dovu users can seek to implement and utilize the benefits surrounding Hedera's tokenization service to tokenize carbon assets, which will be represented as carbon credits in a tokenized manner. So the tokenization of such carbon credits will mean that individuals who wish to trade to utilize carbon can do so through the benefits provided by Dovu and the Hedera tokenization and consensus service. So with Hedera's already strong foothold in a number of industries, especially in terms of energy consumption and carbon credit marketplaces, this is coupled with the other intrinsic benefit which may have led to such organisations and even blocs and nations turning to Hedera, most notably the carbon negative nature surrounding Hedera's consensus and tokenization service. Where the carbon negative nature surrounding Hedera's network means that not only is Hedera extremely efficient in terms of its energy consumption capabilities, but it produces minimal amounts of carbon per transaction. So this could be a major reason as to why Hedera could be widely utilized across a number of marketplaces and around the world. So as detailed by Harman, regulatory frameworks are also set to be rolled out across the wider crypto marketplace. So Hedera could be one project which adheres to such regulatory frameworks, most notably due to Hedera already being compliant with a number of regulatory frameworks put in place by a number of nations around the world. Most notably, the Hedera Consensus Service adheres and provides GDPR, CCPA and privacy compliance, which are all regulatory frameworks which are imposed by the likes of the EU. So with Hedera already complying with a number of regulatory desires and frameworks, Hedera could be one project which survives and isn't heavily impacted by regulatory frameworks put in place by the likes of the EU and other nations and blocks around the world. So with the intrinsic qualities and benefits surrounding Hedera's consensus and tokenization service, especially in terms of its energy consumption capabilities and its regulatory frameworks, Hedera could be the go-to option for development surrounding energy consumption and carbon credit marketplaces for years to come. And if Hedera is directly utilized for such use cases, this could be quite beneficial and bullish for HBAR token holders, as measures and the utility of Hedera's frameworks for development surrounding the likes of carbon credit marketplace usage and just general usage of Hedera's consensus service to reduce energy consumption and carbon production will mean that such actions and measures will be verified and enabled through the utility of HBAR. So increases in the demand for HBAR in this sense will lead to sizable increases to the price of HBAR, as HBAR will be a means of utility in such concepts and developments. So extremely bullish for HBAR token holders, especially over the long run, and as more organizations and nations turn to Hedera. What are your thoughts on Hedera? Do you think Hedera is the best option for energy consumption capabilities? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching Crypto Clan. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.